me a chance. I don't wanna dance. Something's got me down. I will stand my ground. Don't just stand around. Don't just stand around. All we want to do is be free. All we want to do is be free. All we want to do is take the chains off.
I've asked you like 1,000 times just to clear my mind. Is it true? Is it true? Do you think about it?
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Paige.
I'm Holly.
And today we're doing the story time of how Holly asked me out.
Kind of giving you like tidbits of information, but we're gonna divulge it all and really expose me for the little mush puddle I am.
They've been waiting. The anticipation is so high that I don't know if we should make something up, pretend that you came in on a float.
No, I like the way I asked you out.
I do too.
You're ruining our own story
I like
before
it.
it's even started. You just said to make something up to make sure they're not disappointed.
I didn't mean I don't.
The way you were asked out with your very successful relationship. I'm gonna unsubscribe.
I really should have reworded that. Okay.
Yeah, go again. Give it your best shot.
You have been highly anticipating this moment, and Holly made it incredible. So you will be very surprised and impressed by her amazing action.
I'm so excited to get into this though. Alright, so we'll start off with a little backstory. Paige was my first serious relationship. So we were both still in school, so we were able to see each other quite often, I would say, right? Because we were only like 10 or 15 minutes away. So mid to late October, I would say, is when we first started seeing each other. And it started to get progressively more serious throughout November, December.
Yeah, late October. You guys would have seen in our other video, which
Yes.
was like our first kiss video and where we talked about our first date. I don't know how much detail we can go into here, but Holly and I have very different tongue sizes.
So December is final season, so we were kind of focused on that. But when that's done, you go home for the holidays, right? So we were seeing each other a lot, and then all of a sudden we weren't seeing anything of each other because we were both home. One, I wanted to see her, but two, I did want her to meet my family as well. Because it was so young and fresh into the relationship, it really worked out because my mom and brother, I think it was in between the portion of Christmas and New Year's, wasn't it? So they had spent Christmas with us as a family, and then my mom and brother went to England to visit family, so it was just my dad home. So I thought that would be the perfect time to introduce her because it's not super overwhelming.
Just one at a time, you know, put the toe in the water.
Exactly. She ended up coming over and I had a whole date planned. And of course, you know by now from the rest of my story times, all my romantic plans consistently go to shit. My original plan for the day was that she was gonna come over for the weekend. I was gonna take her to Niagara Falls, and then we were gonna do the arcade there. We'd walk the falls, we'd walk the Christmas lights, and there's a fireworks show, I think at like 10, and I was gonna ask her out there. Of course, we missed the fireworks show, spent too long in the arcade because we were too competitive. I think it like slightly drizzled or something, like everything just went to shit, right?
It was perfect.
I was frustrated that I didn't get to ask you out, but I had such a good time.
I know that it wasn't exactly how you planned it, but honestly, we had such a nice night together, and I'll never forget that day. So yeah, it was incredible.
I know, and at this point too, guys, like Paige was my first serious relationship, so I hadn't held hands with a girl in public ever. Like Paige was my first time doing that.
And I didn't really realize that at the time either. Like I wasn't really super aware of that because I'd had past relationships where I had been out. We hadn't really discussed that, so I kind of thought you were familiar with it, you were comfortable, and
well, I was kind of faking it till I made it too, so
you did good. You did really good. I thought you were a pro.
I was just like, let's just rip the band-aid off, shall we? We'll see what happens.
You did really good.
Anyway, we had a fantastic time in Niagara Falls, and I remember driving back, and I wanted to take her to this other romantic spot with this house that actually an ex showed me, but it was...
wait a minute. I don't think that I've heard this part. What ex?
I don't think I told you.
You didn't tell me this, bitch.
I couldn't find the house.
Thank God.
It had amazing Christmas, like really stunning Christmas lights.
I'm sure they were great.
I thought, do you know what, it's probably best to not start off a relationship in the ashes of an old one. So anyway, I moved along. And
we still did go on a drive though, and we went around your city.
With Christmas lights and stuff, yeah.
So,
it
was cute.
Yeah, I had politely asked my dad if he could stay elsewhere that night. We had amazing sex that night, didn't we? Do you remember?
No, we did.
It was phenomenal.
Your dad really was the best wingman of all time that night.
Let's not call my dad a wingman.
Well, alright.
He did not help me get late.
Well... There's a lot of lines that we crossed. Can you make sure he doesn't watch this one?
Remember when we started this video saying it would be mush and it's just been complete trash?
I know. This is what this channel is now though. Trash. Ever since Accent Challenge.
My little teeth will grow in time.
Let me suck on your jiggly jugs.
We can still rein this horse back in.
Let's do it. Nay. Did I lose them again?
Just destroyed every hope we had. Anyway, so the day after Niagara Falls, we had that really nice date. Then I showed her more of my hometown, where I grew up, my schools, little coffee shops and things like that. So it is winter, so we couldn't really get out and explore.
Yeah, we had coffee at this really cute little fire hall type of place. It had tons of windows, and I remember it being super cold outside.
Everything's mismatchy there.
Oh, it was so the aesthetic. Did I say that?
I don't know. Anyway, I just showed her the part of my life that she hadn't got to see at university, so that meant a lot to me, and I remember you asking lots of questions and stuff.
I remember being super nervous to even begin with that whole weekend, but you had made the weekend just so comfortable and so easy to meet your dad, who was just like the kindest man ever. And I'll never forget how just calm and happy you made me feel that weekend for such a weekend that should have been stressful for me. It's one of my favorite weekends to this day. So
maybe I didn't know that.
Tis.
I was so happy that I didn't ask her out at Niagara Falls because we got to really enjoy that night and not rush through anything to get to something. Like, we wanted to play in the arcade, so we played in there all night. We wanted to take a long walk. We did that.
Nothing was missing that night. Like,
no.
It would have been great if you asked me out then, but that whole night was just perfect to me. So
I remember it was our last night and stuff, and we were really sad to be leaving. I think it was about a week until we'd see each other.
Yeah, at least another week, because then it was New Year's and we were both with our own families for that time, so we knew there would be a whole break in between.
Yeah, so we were really sad, but we had a really nice night that night, and then in the morning I think we had a cup of tea and we had a really good breakfast. I think Dad really hooked us up with an English breakfast.
Always does.
Yeah. It was the kind of weekend we hadn't really got because we both had roommates. So for once we had the house pretty much to ourselves, or Dad let us like have our own space and stuff, so.
Mark!
Yeah.
He's gonna not let this happen again.
Puts a lock on my door. Well, first of all, as I'm seeing Paige pack up, I'm thinking, hell, Holly, you've missed your window here. Like, how are you supposed to ask her out when she's mid-packing? Like, just shoving a rubber winter boot in? Oh, by the way, Paige,
I didn't think that's what you were gonna say.
I couldn't find the
a rubber what?
It's not ruining the story. So I was like, oh shit, I really f***ed up here because she's packing, she's leaving. Do I really want to ask her out, like, as she's halfway out the door kind of thing? So I walked her down with her bags and helped her pack her car and stuff, and we hugged and kissed to say goodbye, and I just looked at her and it literally fell out of my mouth. We had just finished having sex pretty much. All my makeup and hair was just trash. I had Ugg boots on, sweatpants tucked into them.
I had no makeup, a big bun on my head.
It was just not a like picturesque movie moment at all. It was like, what are those two homeless girls doing on the driveway?
I think one's a man.
Yeah. It literally just spilled out. I think it was just the emotion of having such a beautiful weekend, of feeling, of falling so much harder and deeper for you, that it was like, I don't want to wait another week with her not being my girlfriend. And I think that's pretty much what I said in the end, that it was the end of 2016.
Our anniversary, December 30th, 2016.
Yes. So I think I said something along the lines of that What did I say? You tell me.
So I was about to say how you told me that you had blacked out in that moment. I kind of blacked out in that moment too. Only a couple things I remember. I remember we looked like trash. I remember it was really cold and windy out. I remember I didn't want to leave, and I remember just saying yes instantly. But I think that you had said something like that you didn't want to go another day without asking to be my girlfriend or something like that. I don't know. It was more romantic than the way I'm not very good with words.
I think I said something along the lines of how amazing the weekend was, and that I didn't want you to leave, and that I didn't want to start 2017 without being your girlfriend.
Yes, that's it. It was didn't want to start 2017. Oh, there. See, that's slick.
Yeah. And then I said, Paige, will you be my girlfriend?
I know, and then I shat my pants and fainted and
We
said
both
yes.
got really tearful. She didn't shit herself in my driveway.
But in the car. No, it was amazing, and I know that I kind of did truly black out in the moment because I was just so filled with emotion and I was so happy, but I remember just hugging you afterwards for like literally like 5 or 10 minutes, like
And
just
it was one of those like, ugh. I loved it, and I liked how it happened so naturally for me. Like there was no planning involved.
I love that.
If there was a plan, I would not be wearing Ugg boots to ask someone out. In 2016, like what a crime.
Can you change those boots?
Yeah. It was just an overwhelming feeling of emotion where it literally spilled out, and for me that was big because I was dating guys and the girl usually gets asked out, so I had never asked somebody out before, much less a girl who I had just been seeing for what, 2.5 months?
Yeah, really, it was about 2 months, so it was fairly quick, but we knew right away. I think that,
oh, you could have asked me to be your girlfriend, like, well, I'm not gonna stir myself.
yeah. I loved that it was unplanned and it was just in the moment. It couldn't have been more perfect. It was really just us, I think. Like I loved that it was just on the fly. It was the best day. Yeah,
that's what I'm kind of seeing, like just from telling the story, I'm like, oh my, everything I ever have planned hasn't gone to plan with us.
I should have known right away.
I know, but we
red flag.
We've shown them a little snippet, I think, of when you set your room up for me with halo and the lights and the sheets hanging from the ceiling.
This is what I was going to get into as the next story, because it's not just like I was waiting around, damsel in distress, waiting for Holly to ask me out. I had a plan in motion as well at the same time. We didn't know who was going to do it first, and we both had our own ideas of what was going to happen. So while Holly had this whole plan for me to come down for that weekend, I had another plan once she had got back to our school at Western, where I was going to ask her out then. And girlfriend tag, if you go back to our first girlfriend tag, I have a video there, yeah, of all the twinkly lights and setting the bed up and everything. And I was actually going to do our own little New Year's countdown then, because I knew we weren't going to be together for New Year's. And so I was going to ask Holly out then and probably have a sign and stuff too and do it really cute. But then my plan got ruined and I was pissed because I bought everything already, so I'm like, oh, it, I'm still gonna do it just without the
pissed that you wasted money on me, are you?
No, I was pissed because I really wanted, like, I felt like you deserved to be us. That was it. It was still a great night and we had a good time with a surprise anyway, and I was still able to surprise you, which was great. But this bitch beats me to it, and so just to do a night of sex and that thing instead.
So you win-win in your case.
Yeah, you beat me to it, and that is why I had to be the one to say that I loved you first.
Life's a competition.
Exactly.
Isn't it interesting that we were both gonna ask each other out around the same time?
Pretty much a week apart.
And we were both ready to say I love you on the same night.
That, yeah, you know what, that's very weird. I feel like our souls are linked.
Maybe it's because we're twins.
Oh, I never want to do an ancestry test. I never want to do it.
Think of my genes compared to yours. I have no...
You're hot, I'm not.
No, I have no health issues at all, touch wood. You have all of them.
All right, do we really need to be pointing this out on camera? Like, thank you, as if I wasn't aware of my medical conditions. Sometimes you're so sweet, and then other times you're such a little bitch.
Keep you on your toes.
Uh-huh, sure do. Wow.
I want to try and find something from that twinkly night.
Do you have something here?
I think so.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
The funny part is that the item was right under the camera the whole time. Okay, I'm not looking.
Okay. I have this little box in my room that I keep all my memories that I share with Paige. She just grabbed it not knowing what it was for a little boost for the camera. Do you remember this?
Yes, this was one of the things that was hung up.
This was hanging on one of the sides of the sheet that she hung up from the top of her room. So it says H+P 12/30/2016, which is the date that I asked her out.
Oh. Okay, now I'm mush again. I knew at the time you had kept some stuff, but I didn't know this was in the box.
Maybe we could even make a video going through some stuff in.
How are we gonna explain all this?
Now they really want to see.
The box is full of treasures. There's a lot of stuff in there. I don't know about 80% of the content.
This is literally like a time capsule from when we first started to now.
Guys, if you want us to do a video on this, leave a comment, because this would be a really fun one and I'd really love to do it.
Because I know what's in there, but you don't, so it would be...
No, I see a couple top things right now, but I really don't know what's underneath.
Oh, quit looking then. Just put those. I'm sorry it wasn't as mushy as what we thought it was gonna be.
I don't know, I'm pretty mush.
I'm a bit happier with how it went, I think. Well, actually I'm not, because this should have been my moment to show my soft side, and you took it from me.
Why?
Well, I don't know. just wants to fight.
Yeah, just picking an argument anywhere.
Alright guys, that's it from us. I hope you enjoyed the story. I love you. I love reminiscing on old times.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a good old thumb blast. And we'll see you next video.
Love you guys.
Bye guys.
Bye.
I know